You do you.
I will be me.
Alright, yeah, so Gregos here. This is, I'll just sit down here so you can see the mug, the ugly mug. So this is my version 2 video of Around the World, Around the World. How's that song, eh? Daft Punk.
Stop.
Didn't they play?
No tangents.
No tangents. Okay, straight facts. Only get facts here. You know, a bit like Mike FN. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, make sure you do. Now, buddy, straight facts. We're laying floorboards on this thing on Minty. The owner has picked out some floorboards from Bunnings. If you're an international guest on my YouTube channel, then what's the equivalent to Bunnings in the US?
Just
Harbour Freight.
do it.
I don't know. Like a big hardware store that has almost everything. Anyway, so I picked up some ply, and the owner picked out the boards. A nice set of. She got the good ones too. The hybrid.
What kind of ply is it?
Hybrid, but don't you worry. So the point is that yeah, so we've got some nice boards to put on. She bought the premium boards, so they're a little bit more waterproof, which could be handy. Not that you really want too many leaks in your bus. But right, so here we are. So we've got all this was sandblasted inside. So we've finished all the body work and paint. Glass has been fitted, headliner's been fitted. It's just a little bit to finish off at the back there. Now I put a bit of soundproofing on the back. I don't like putting soundproofing on the floor, where if water ever gets under the boards for whatever reason, they shouldn't, but you don't want it getting trapped under the soundproofing. So yeah, I've got soundproofing along the back there because we're going to install custom Kombi rock and roll bed. That's another idea for a video. We're going to do that too. So, did you know that we've installed a rock and roll bed now, and without instructions, we've just worked it out. So there you go. So either we've done it wrong or we're just clever, one of the two. So the thing is, what you want to do, you want the boards to lay flat across the top here, all right? Across the top of your floor. Now, if the shout out King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, big fans here. That's why we've got them playing in the background. No tangents, as Andrew says. Get back on track. So, what you want to do, you can see here the lip where it's higher here. That's the trouble of the dam, this thing here. So I'm just going to take you off. I shouldn't do that. Alright, you can see it anyway. Everyone that has had a Kombi knows it's higher here by about 10 mil. And it's higher around the outside. Now, if you didn't level that floor out before putting the floorboards on, if the floorboards are overlapping this edge here, which most of them do, you end up with this bowing action. And we've seen it before on one customer's car, came for a few touch-ups, and that was the problem with that. You could see, you'd walk on the boards and it would be going up and down. Now, I have heard of people just putting like slats along for the boards to sit on. These are basically 10 mil thick clip lock boards. They're like a laminate whatever. So they're, I'll show you anyway, but they're designed to clip together and lay down flat, but you really want it flat, otherwise it's going to cause problems. So instead of having a gap between anything, you're just better off with a flat surface to work with. So what I like to do is cut the ply so that it's all the same height as these outer edges here. And the outer edges run along the back there. So you want to basically have the ply cut in this shape to sit over there. So, and we've been doing this so many times that I've just decided to make up a bit of a template because I measure it each time and then cut it out of the ply and whatever. So I've made up a paper template. I'll probably cut it out of a bit of thin bit of masonite or something, so that I can just lay it on the ply, trace it, and that's where you cut. So basically what I'm doing is sitting that like so, like that, and that means that I've got my lines cut out here, so the ply can sit on there, and then the boards should be nice and level with this outer edge here, because you run the boards right to the edge, and then you put an aluminium strip over the edge of it, and Bob's your auntie. So we've got, basically cut the board only to 1500, which brings it to, hang on a minute, I'll just loosen this up a little bit. Whoa. So 1500 length is going to bring it to where the edge of the sheet is here and go right across there. So that would be the GO, because the rock and roll bed that's here, the custom Kombi rock and roll bed, comes across. There's a board across here, and underneath is just basically a storage area. You lift up the bottom of the seat, and yeah, that sits in there. So the aim of the game is to get this floor as level as possible. Now you have a few bits that are like, this little bit here is actually higher than the rest of the floor down here. So you just got to make little cutouts, or you can grind the back of the board if you want to get it to the correct level. It's actually even the same a little bit here. It's a little bit higher. So that's what we do that for. And the beauty of having a template like this is you can put your thing down, flip it and reverse it like that, and it should line up with that side. Look at that. Perfecto. There you go, work smarter, not harder. So I'll probably hang on to this for now until I make a better quality template. But that's what you want, is that outside line, so the ply sits nice in there. Happy days. So now is we'll go outside and show you what's going on out here. So I got a bit of ply here. This is just I bought it from Bunnies, and it's just called bloody structural ply. And basically what I did is lay this down here. I measured the 1500 length because the boards are 2400 by 1200. So yeah, so I lay that down there basically and cut that out. I've got, you know, it's carpentry. I've been hanging around carpentry most of my working life, and you know, you suss out the money they spend on tools and that, but that's not me because we don't do it all the time. So a Zito baby, that was like, sure, it was under $100, and it's a good little saw. So just cutting them, and then actually, you know, people use what do they use? Planers and all that to remove material. Yeah, I use a sanding disc because it's timber. You just run it along it like that, and it's just takes out what you need from it. So that's what we do there. Right now, this 1200 is not wide enough to go the full width of the floor inside, so we need to make a second piece. But like I said, put that over, mark it out on another piece, and then we'll join it. Have the two flat bits, you know, you trim it to size basically. So absolutely anyone can do this. You probably, if you didn't have a cheap, what what are they called? Bloody circular saw like that one. You could do it with a handsaw, like which costs under $10. So you could do that, and you could just like sand it by hand. But the more power tools, the more better. So Andrew's going to get the camera and follow me. He's standing there. Oh baby! Let's see. Get this in without damaging the paint or anything else. Don't hit the headliner, Grego. Alright. Alright. Oh, that's that bloody wiring. Now this board's been not laying down flat, so it's sort of got a little curve in it, but it will settle down. I won't really have to mod that at all. I could pretty much just glue and screw that down. What do you reckon, Andrew?
Too high there.
Too high there. Oh, this has got to come back a bit, maybe. No. So what you can do, yeah, you can see it sitting up on the, yeah, this tripod's like that. How do you do? So you can see it sitting up on the corners, and it's lifted the sheet a bit. Now I know I made another video couple of years back explaining how to lay a floor. It was a bit more of an overview. I didn't actually show me actually laying the floor, only when it was all done. And I think I used 12mm then. That's probably a little bit excessive. You don't have to go to 12mm. It doesn't matter. It's a more stable base anyway. But this one I think was 8mm. Pretty sure it's 8mm structural ply. So no need to buy marine ply or anything expensive like that. If you really wanted it the best of the best, then you probably could. So use a pencil when not a texter when you're marking out that. So I'm going to take a little bit off here because I can see that's actually pushing the sheet up a bit there. Yeah, probably just take a little bit more off. It doesn't matter because it's going to no, that's it. Basically the flooring is going to go over the top anyway, so I can definitely see an issue here. Didn't come out far enough there, so my yeah, can do a bit of a subtle curve in there. So if you use your template to get roughly your shape, and then you can do a little bit of fine tuning like this, and you should get it to sit down okay. So we'll use a bit of glue underneath, a bit of liquid nails, and some screws in the corners just to make sure the sheet doesn't shift. And the one thing you got to do is, if you're going to put a screw in the middle, you can see the center line of the floor there. Don't put any screws directly down through there, because if you're using longish screws, you can go straight into the shift rod, and you can hear the shift rod scraping. Ask me how I know how. So there you go. So that's that. So now we've got to cut another piece that's got a straight edge, so that we've got our two straight edges butted up together along the back there. But yeah, this should be all good. Yeah, it's just that bit of curl in the sheet. So I'm going to do a bit more trimming on where I've marked out with a pencil, so it sits a little bit better. And then I will come back when we're...
No, show the trimming.
I'm going to show everything.
Yeah,
okay, let's do it. Let's do it. So Yeah, look, if you want to be pedantic, you probably don't have to worry. See how this is a bit higher here? So from here it's like over 10 mil from the lowest point of the floor to the highest point. But with this little raised section here, you end up with the sheet sort of doing a bit of that. So what I'd actually do is, what you can sort of do a rough guesstimate of where that is, and underneath that, on the opposite side, on the bottom of it, you can use the sander. See, once I trim that off, use the sander and take a couple of mils off the bottom, and the sheet will sit even better. So follow me. Gee, it's good having a cameraman. It's just so easy. So yeah, you see me dragging the sheet across the floor. There's a bit of glue from where the trimmer sprays. You see, it doesn't matter. That's been blasted, epoxy primed, and top coated in 2-pack. So that's not going to cause any problems. Oh. Yeah. Okay. So there's another thing. You just bloody
wear gloves.
Don't wear gloves. Just bloody don't drag your hands along the timber. Just sort of grasp it. Don't drag. Okay, so I'm thinking, do you want to grab me another sanding disc? So this is our standard stripping arrangement to remove bulk paint. When there's 57 layers of paint, you go remove it. We use a flat, not a flap disc, a flat disc. Yeah, so which ones are these? We've got some nice C36s, and we've got the 240 volt grinders, which are good. But when you only just need to do little bits and pieces, the little cordless one here is handy. We found the Ryobi unit to operate okay, but the batteries are a bit, certainly not as good as the Milwaukee ones. So, all right, see, safety protection on. Safety all the time. So, you know, you should wear a dust mask. I'm not going to because I'm making a video. Yeah, qualified carpenters right now would be going, what are you doing? Gotta get the job done. Now another good hint is the way on the floor you've got your higher part and then it tapers down and goes to the lower part. Now to get that taper, get the board sitting nicely instead of a square edge against the angle, I like to get the this is bloody awkward as anything. Hang on a minute. You're a little bit too high. I'm just going to wind you down. Only state of the art gear here, I'll tell you now. So, you can see there that I've tapered the timber back. So I do that by just holding this on like a 45 and just sanding that back edge like so. Right. That actually helps it sit better. And that's the aim of the game. You want the sheet to sit fairly nice on the floor before you screw it down. Like, you can force things with screws and all that, but the nicer it sits before you put any screws in, the better. So I'll taper these off. Might as well do the rest too. Oh, oh baby, baby. Just a bit of an edge like that. Now this part here where we marked out before, that area under there, the metal sits a bit higher, so I'm going to sand underneath that area. I might just do it the hard way. I'll just do it like this. So that will definitely help that. So that's down to probably 4 or 5 mils there, but that's sort of how the metal floor is there. Whew. Righto, so this piece is pretty much ready to, oh, one of the bloody, at least seeing what the heck I'm doing. So this piece is pretty much ready to go in. So what I'll do now is we'll sit this in place. Oh, that's another thing, wasn't it? It was a middle part. Remember I said the middle part was a bit higher under there. Let's get a measurement of that. We might as well do it properly. Might as well. Alright, so we'll get a measurement from, dadnammit, where's my bloody, hang on, I'll be back in a sec, I'm coming back. So the centre, I'll just measure it from here. Oh, this ruler drives me crazy. Right, that's about 75, 76. So I'll go 76 in, back out we go. Don't chip the paint. Oh God, it's bright out here. So that's out about there. So we just need a guesstimate anyway. So 76, so the halfway point should be about there. So we don't really need to cut a notch out of there. I'll just shave it from the back like I did before on the other side. There you go. Oh, right. Now let's lay this down, on I'm not going to call it a bad boy. That's just silly. Why do people say that, Andrew? Let's just put this bad boy on. Oh, watch your head. Workspace space is at a premium. Righto. If you wonder what we're doing there, we're just putting on our spare set of wheels, an old set that can get paint on them and whatever, even though the painting's finished. Because we've actually got to paint the original wheels. So, let's lay this sheet down and see how we went. Give me 1 minute. They see me rolling, they see me rolling. Right. Bloody beautiful, fits like I made it. I'll go and get some boards. Oh. Right, so there's a bit of weight in these boards. These packets are heavy as. So I think you pretty much needed 2 packets enough to get this lower floor done. Coverage 2.2 square meters per pack. So you might only use 1.5 packs, I think, for this lower floor. So what's this one? AquaGuard hybrid plate. So yeah, let's open the pack and have a look-see. So generally, when the customer wants flooring, I just say go down to Bunnings and have a look, because Bunnings is everywhere. So even if my customer's not local, they can just pick one and I can get it from my local one in Toowoomba. Oh, that's double. Okay. This is going to look really nice with the trim. So there we have, there's 2 there. They stack them back to back. It's got like a foam on the back of it there, and that's what it's going to look like. So then your next decision is, are you going to run your planks acrossways, or are you going to lay them lengthways? So what do you reckon, Andrew? What have we done in the past? Greta's, my daughter's bus has she's got like bamboo flooring and it runs across this way. Yeah, but you could go either way. It just comes down to looks. I don't think any way is more practical than the other. Some would say, some people like them laying like this because the very thin grooves in the joints, you know, you can sweep it out a bit better. So that's the theory behind that. So I won't clip them together, but basically all you do with these is sort of put them down into the groove, and then you drop them down and they sort of click into place. So that's going to give it a really nice, once this the ply underneath is screwed down, that's going to be nice and level, and the plank should sit nicely on there. Happy days. So that's the whole idea. So what we'll do now is, I just want to drag these out to show you what they look like. I think you can pretty much get these anywhere in the world. What are the thickness of these, Andrew? Is it
5.5.
What are they?
Millimeters.
5.5. Yeah, so these ones are actually a little bit thinner than the normal ones we use. They're normally around about 10 mil. So it's all much of a muchness when you have the correct ply shape underneath. because we've seen what happens if you don't put the ply. So a Volkswagen Kombi floor is not level, okay? So you have to make it level to the best of your ability before putting the flooring down. So that is the plan, Stan. So with this one sitting, I'm pretty happy that, with that. No. Alright, I've changed my mind already. That little center nubule there, I know I went off the basic measurements, but it's actually pushing the board up. So I'm going to take this out and I'm actually going to cut that piece out. I'm not real happy with it. Like I said, it doesn't matter when the floorboards are going over the top, and that's all behind the seat anyway. But you're just better off to have the ply sitting flat is more important than looks at this stage. So, okay, yeah, you might as well follow me out. How in the world am I going to cut a notch out of this? Let's see if I've got any tricks up my sleeves. Up my wizard sleeves. Oh, you miss old Timo-matic. So I've got to cut this out. How am I going to do that? Now I could be. There's two ways of doing it: the proper way or my way. Because I cannot be bothered getting the drill bit. Because how you would do it is you drill in these corners a hole big enough to fit a jigsaw blade in and jigsaw that part across. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to drop the blade down because it's covered over. See, this is what I mean. People muck around and can spend all day doing just this. Time is of essence, baby. So I'm going to just cut this like there's no tomorrow. Get my line right. Oh, watch these drop cuts. This can be dangerous. Oh, baby. And you would say, oh, Grego, that's the roughest carpentry I've ever seen. Righto. That's fine. I'm not losing any sleep over it. Right, that should sit a bit there now. Andrew, can you see if you can find some speaker cable? Go through the box and see how much cable they give you. So this is what I'm talking about. This is where if you offer a service like where you say restoration, people want sometimes the drive-in, drive-out experience. It all adds up. The time is quite incredible. Yeah, I thought it might be in the hedge unit, but yeah, you can see if there's any with the speakers. Oh, a little bit just dropped out on the floor. Yeah. So and there's just this is the hardest part in, you know, trying to make money in a business. We're not there yet. One day we will, but it's like it's doing all these hours, everything from soundproofing to laying a floor, like, you know, and any sort of custom work, and it's not all just run of the mill, fix the rust, paint the car, get it out of there. It's the up on top shelf, and it just all adds up, and I just, you know. But anyway, this is for DIYers. You know, other businesses can run their business however they want, and that's all cool. But I'm trying to help people who want to do it themselves. So this is how we're doing it. And there'll be other businesses that do it different to this, and that's cool by me. So if you don't like this video, that's alright. I still like you. You're alright. Everyone's different, that's all. We're all individuals. So we're going to now the reason why I'm getting Andrew to ferret around in the packages is because we're going to have some rear speakers that go to the panel that sits underneath the rock and roll bed, right? And you want the wiring for those speakers to run under the flooring. So yeah, that's the aim. So because of the channels in the floor, it's okay to get some wiring in there. If you've got big amps and stuff like that and heavy cables, that's a different story. You might actually have to cut a channel into the ply. So, oh, you don't have to undo the speakers. It's just looking. So we got some kick-ass kicker speakers. There's some good quality 6x9s there. Is that all speaker cable? Or is it?
These go to the front two speakers. Don't even know if there's enough.
Did that come with the kicker unit, or?
No, it came with the unit.
Oh, okay, right, okay. So anyway, so that's what we're doing. We're going to search for some speaker cable and get that in, and just tape it down on the floor before screwing the ply down. But what I'm going to do is start cutting my other sheet of ply, like measuring it off this first one that's lying down. Can you move that stuff up to the back shelf there, please? Sorry, son. But I need to get this sheet of ply back in. So, you know. Have you seen that, what's it called? Orange County choppers, you know, like the father-son dynamic where they're throwing chairs and slamming doors. That's us every day. So we're going to, I'm going to duck out and get that sheet. And Andrew's going to search for some speaker cable. Back in a sec. Oh God, pull your shirt down, Greg, no one wants to see that. Right, so yeah, that should sit there nicely now. So that can pretty much, I'm lining up this piece with where I've got the paint cut off there. That should definitely screw down fine. So now I'll run out. What's going on, Bo? Hey, you alright? And I've got Wilbur in the house today too. Wilbur's a little poop eater, so I've got to keep him tied up so he doesn't go wandering into the neighbour's chicken yard. Right, here we go. Let's see if my whole template thing is going to work. There's two types of people in the world. There's people that tuck their shirt in and have a belt, everything tucked up, you know, nipped up nice and tight. You'll see them around. There's a few well-known car builders that are like that. And then there's the black t-shirt gang that all hang out. So yeah, if you see anybody ass crack or whatever, just ignore that. That's how we roll. So
TOS.
Huh?
TOS.
TOS. What's that?
Terms of service.
Turn. Oh, I haven't heard that before. Oh, look at that. It's nice. So yeah, Volkswagen are very clever, like using the same profile of their flooring on each side. So this actually, I'm just using standard. I've actually cut from it, but it's paper on a roll sheet, and I'll be dipped. Ice Cream Garage, if you haven't subscribed, go and visit him. Funny bastard. We like a bit of dipped action. So it's bloody. Now we'll flip this over, so we'll go and take it over to the other board, and we'll cut. We'll measure this. Well, not measure it. Lay this down from a straight edge, because if I've cut it with a circular saw going off a pencil line, it's not going to be perfect straight. And again, it doesn't matter if you've got a half a centimetre gap there, because the boards are going over the top. So don't stress over it. Just get it done. My friend Pete, he's if you haven't seen any DIY auto school videos, if you want positive happy vibes, go and visit Pete. So why are you scoffing, Andrew? Okay, so now our next problem is where's my cut from? Right, so that's the factory straight cut there. So this next piece is actually going to be in two pieces. So what I'm going to do is go off this straight edge here. Like so. I'll put this on here so it doesn't blow away. So you can see how we've got some, you know, a bit extra on the end here that we're going to need as well. We can cut that from over there. So the main thing is that we get this shape in, because that's all just like a straight cut after that. So with one 2400 by 1200 sheet, what's that, Andrew? 8 foot by 4 foot, so standard size sheet. Okay, we live in the land of Australia, and we've had the metric system here for bloody since 1921, and you know, and I just don't understand, like the Americans. I watch some of the shows, and I admire their work, but when they start talking, you know, you've just got to be 3/8 this and 9/16 and one 700,000ths or whatever for minute. I just don't understand. Just can't we all get along in millimetres? Times it by 100, you've got a metre. Times it by 100, you've got 10 centimetres. By 10 is a centimetre. 10 centimetres, 100 centimetres is a metre. 100 metres is 100 metres. 1,000 metres is a kilometre. See, it's just all zeros, ones and zeros, like the Matrix. So right, now we're going to trim this out. Just sort of. This is why I want to use a, instead of a paper template, cut one out of a board so you can sit it on there and it's a bit easier to trace. But like I said, sheep stations aren't at stake here. So right, and so the next piece, that the rest that we've got to add on to there is only virtually a square bit. So happy days. Don't think we'll need that anymore, maybe. So now I've got to cut this on my professional carpenter's table. Just one thing to be wary of if you're doing this weekend warrior carpentry. Just follow your line and make sure it's in between your thingos, like your stands, because you don't want to be going along and getting a nice cut and then you hit the bloody metal stand underneath. That could be a bit how do you do. Next thing we've got to worry about is you want to take everything off that side, because as we're cutting here, we can have the problem of it just trying to fall inwards like this, because it's a narrow piece, it's not supported. That's where you need a second set of hands really, so I might be calling Andrew to help with this yet. So I'm going to take all this stuff off so that nothing can drop on the ground. Just going to sit it over here for now. Right. So here we are again. A little bit of a problem. It's not really a problem, but if I just go cutting in along this, it's then going to be, well, how do I cut that? I don't want to waste that rest of the sheet. So what I'm going to do is mark a line straight across here and cut that first, and then trim these pieces off, because then I'll be able to attack it from that side and, you know, cut it on an angle down like that. And yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. Back to the bloody. Back on the pile. So we are, I might as well, that's a straight edge along there, so I'll use that. So we've got minimum wastage. So I'll just cut that right along. I hope you can hear me. Especially over those damn birds. Oh well, something's got to feed the cats, I suppose. I'm joking. Righto. So what I'll do is I'll start cutting, and then when I get near the end, I'll get Andrew to hold it so that the sheet doesn't fold in on itself. Oh, that wasn't too bad. I just sort of had to support the sheet a bit, and then the chains of the panel stand just bloody caught that. That was a good go, wasn't it? So, what I'm going to do, dodgily, is make these two little cuts. That one. Let's see if that'll stay put. Carpenters are us. No, that's Muriel. That's bloody terrible. Oh, haven't seen that movie. I highly recommend it. Did you like that movie, Andrew? Muriel's Wedding?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It's right up there with Kill Bill. Righto. All these guards are such a pain. Guard life. Righto, here we go. Woo! Jerry, whoo, Jerry, whoo. I miss that. When I was working over on Heron Island one time, the research station there. If you don't know where Heron Island is, look it up. Yeah, the every lunchtime, Jerry Springer show. It's pretty much the highlight of the day. Jerry, Jerry, Jerry. I just thought about it. I know who's going to be watching this video when I put it out. I think it's Gary Darmain. Shout out. He's a actually professional carpenter, and he'd be clutching at his bloody heart watching this. But anyway, this is for DIYers. Gary'd be there. He'd have his bloody jig all set up, proper cutting bloody implements. None of this bloody grinding discs and bloody dodgy panel stands but yeah, so here we go. Let's see if I can make it safer. See, not under there, the blade's not going to hit the stand. All good. Get the old G-clamp action. Probably should have got some bigger ones, but anyway. Just for so the sheet doesn't slide around while you're pushing on it, you know. So what I'm going to do is a straight cut across here. Oh, don't start with the blade against the timber. All right, get it spinning first. Gee. Like a boss. Oh, tricky boy. See how easy carpentry is? Like, why is it a 4-year apprenticeship? I got no idea. Anyone can do it. Right. Get my sander. Give it a bit of a smooth up. Notice my line is a bit out here. Oh, come on, baby. Like a boss. All right, how exciting is this? Wow, we're already an hour in. I haven't even got my ply down. But anyway, you're gonna have to get some wine. Okay, some speaker wire. Yeah, okay. Just do it because we need it. Alright, so looking at that, yeah, it's definitely my template is a little bit out. And that's what happens if you use paper, it moves around a bit. So I'll check out my, oh no, hang on, always keep a pencil in your pocket. Some people like sit it down like that, but it's not good. Right, so here's a trick to get a, come in a bit closer. Here's a trick to get if you got to do a line that follows, that's just in a bit from another line, you hold your finger along the edge and you have that pencil in how much you want it in, and just run it along like that. Oh baby, baby. baby,
Are
baby.
we putting a camera in this?
Ooh, baby, baby.
Vision
I don't think there is one, is there?
Well, you can add one. The cord's here for it.
Oh, okay.
Should I run it anyway? It'll just.
Yeah, but did it come with the camera?
It didn't come with the camera, but it came with the all the wire for it.
Oh, maybe we should buy one.
Well, I can just
Yeah.
run. I can just.
Yeah.
run
So
this.
here's the other thing. This we on one of the other cars we did. It was we installed. It came with the head unit, a reverse camera. Oh, sweet. So this unit has everything there for a reverse camera, and it's like a little bit extra, a few extra dollars. At least you're not stressing. Oh, this one's got the big screen. That's going to be awesome. The last one, it was only a little screen, but it's still a help when you're reversing, especially in town.
What's this?
Yeah, so worthwhile, I guess, if you're happy to have a little camera there. So
Baby hole saw.
what?
It's a baby hole saw.
Really?
It comes with.
What do they supply? Does it
Yeah.
cut
just
through
baby
metal or?
holes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Righto. So what we're going to do is back to the show. We're going to trim that up on my line, and to be honest, that is so close. It's only like less than like 10 mil. I'm just going to shave it, like, you know, you get showered in bloody you know, timber sparks, whatever you call that. What do you call timber sparks? Sawdust. Showered in sawdust. Carpenter life. Hashtag carpenter life. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shave this, and this piece will fit like glove. Probably rates top 10 movies of all time. Ace Ventura, the whole series is just timeless. Righto, so how's my battery?
Probably low.
Hey?
Probably low.
Oh well. I'm not one of those rich YouTube guys that has more than one GoPro. I did get a second battery for my birthday or Father's Day or something like that, and that's been a help. But yeah, you got to remember to charge them, don't you? So. Oh, you bitch! Good thing you don't see it. Oh, right, what an epic job. I'm gonna have to make like 2 separate videos for this whole bloody thing. So, anyways, let's see how this fits now. I don't know how to edit that like that. Right, that's screwed down there, and that there. I feel that we're getting close, but no cigar. A little bit more off the back of this. Where are we going to get speaker wire from? Oh, yeah, AutoPro. Yeah, because I want to run that underneath the boards. So, and if we're going to make a video, we might as well do the whole damn floor. So, and then I'm going to make another video. I haven't seen any on YouTube anyway of how to fit the custom Kombi rock and roll bed. So let's do it. And then I'll put the video up, and then Jamie, the guy who makes them, he'll be ringing me going, "What are you doing?" So, right, so let's get this done. Yeah, I'll make a little cutty cut and then we'll make another piece there. I might cut this video off because we're at exactly an hour virtually. So what I will do is put this piece, trim this piece so that it fits nice, cut the second piece. You know the drill now. You've watched me do it with my high-tech tools, my high-tech workbench, you know, so the slide saws and all that. Yeah, so Carpenter of the Year, I think not, but this is what you need to do. Just get it level, righty? So stay tuned.